Is the sound working? Let's see. Did we get it fixed? No sound, Q. Peace. Is it working? I think it's blue. I think blue is good. Okay, we good to go. Peace, family. Welcome to the CueReaves experience. We back again with another, fire talk. Get it? The talk is fire. A little heat. Gonna help the temperament of oneself. Some of y'all so cold, you need a little warmth in your life. Some of y'all so hot-headed, you need to disperse some of that heat somewhere else. Nevertheless, we in this thing. All right, before I get started, I want to make sure to run a vibe protocol. I think I'm going to run brain. I ran the love frequency, Let's get a little love in our life. All right, so I definitely want to talk about this topic. Throughout the week, I have a lot of very, very enlightening conversations. Let me not be too loud. These microphones is a little sensitive. During the week, I have a lot of enlightening conversations. I communicate with a lot of different people all over the world, all walks of life, different jobs, different occupations. I talk to lawyers, I talk to police officers, I talk to judges, I talk to home care people. I communicate with a range of individuals. And they often tell me about their personal experiences, sometimes their personal experiences in the spiritual realm, whether that is them experiencing energy. Sometimes you can consider that being possessed. Sometimes you can consider that being influenced. Sometimes it could feel like an intense pressure on one's chest. It's extensive. But nevertheless, we're here to talk about the higher self. And today's conversation is specifically the higher self because I don't think people quite understand this ideology of higher self. So, like anything, I often talk about personal experiences when dealing with these things. And then, of course, we could talk a little bit more on an esoteric level. But I like to talk about these things on a personal basis. And in my personal life, I've encountered the higher self. And I want to make sure I paint that picture. How did I encounter my higher self? How would I even know this is my higher self? All right. Now, when I speak to people and ask them about the higher self, sometimes they think it's that voice that tells you that's not good for you. Sometimes you think it's that voice that's like when you're about to go down something that's cautionary or dangerous and it's like, psh, don't go that way, don't do that. Sometimes you consider that your higher self. But who's to say it's the same voice? Who's to say it's the same consciousness that's even helping you at that moment? Do you only have one inner voice? Who is that inner voice? Is it you? Okay, well, I thought you were you. So you're in two places at once? So that inner voice is you? Is it you from the future? Is it you from the past? Is it you from another dimension? Now, we use the word intuition. Now, I like to use the word structured intuition. It's a grown-up word for imagination. It's a grown-up word for imagination. We rather use the word structured intuition because when we use imagination, people get a little, ooh, what child's play is happening here? 150 people in the building. Let's hit the like button. Double tap the screen. That's all I'm asking for. It's a very, 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 very simple thing. Let's get these likes up. All right? Now, when we have this intuition within ourselves, it's a voice. It's a voice that speaks to us. But who's to say it's just one voice? Now, when you take that idea of intuition, when you take that idea that this thing is connected to your imagination, And you can probably imagine a range of things. You can probably imagine a vast amount of things, including imagine you from the future, imagine you from the past, imagine you in a multiverse, imagine you in other ways, shapes, and forms. That could be a part of your imagination. Your imagination is basically a mirror for your dreams. When certain dreams and desires are not able to come into fruition, your imagination handles the rest of that energy. At the end of the day, it's energy. So, for example, there's a whole feminizing the masculine man. This is an agenda that's been set in motion over and over again. Let me just stay on topic. Anyway, all right. So, these structured intuition voices that are within self, I first want you to ask the question, do I just have one voice within me? Do I categorize that as the voice of God? Which God is talking to me? There's people still arguing and fighting over which God is the most influential till today. So which God? Which ancestor? Which version of me? These are all the questions you need to ask when you're dealing with that inner voice. All right? Which God is talking to me? Which ancestor is helping me? Which version of me am I dealing with right now? All right? Which God or goddess is talking to me? Hopefully that is you in the form of a god or goddess. Which ancestor is communicating to me? Hopefully that's you connecting to you on a quantum level when you existed within your ancestors. It's all you. Which version of me is talking to me? I just want you to simply understand that concept. Which version of me is talking to me? Now, science took it a step further. Science has categorized this as a form of schizophrenia, where there are multiple personalities dwelling within an individual. Okay, so then that's many voices inside one person. Well, who's to say that isn't everyone? That there isn't many voices inside of all people. Now here's the thing. Some people pay attention to things more than others. So you're going to have certain individuals that's probably paying attention to those voices more than others. There's certain people that have faced certain tensions, stresses, pressures, trauma, tension, abuse, tension. There's certain tension that has happened to individuals to make them pay attention. This happens in the world of regression. How these inner beings, these inner voices are trying to affect the outside world of you. And how does something inside of me get to affect what's around me? That's the game. That's where it gets real interesting. That's what I'm on these platforms often trying to educate and express how that works, how these inner voices, how these inner thoughts are figuring out how to connect outside of you. Thank you so much for the give and receive, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy that it's resonating. Thank you. Appreciate you. $ CueReaves if you're feeling generous. Like I said, these videos really don't do much. I know AdSense, so any support is greatly appreciated. Even hitting the like button is greatly appreciated. At least let's try to get the likes up to 50. 130 people in the building. At least try to get the likes up to 50. That's 15 more likes. 15 people tap the screen. It'll be greatly appreciated. All right. Now, there are certain movies that are depicted that do a very, very good job expressing the world of regression. Regression is a term that means to go back into. So every night you go to sleep, that's a regression. Every time you access a memory, that's a regression. When you end up messing with someone you said you wasn't ever gonna mess with again, that's a form of regression. Okay? All this is regression, and all this is subconscious communication. This is your subconscious communicating. So when the subconscious communicates, we have to get good at being able to be good subconscious communicators. We got to be good at understanding the subconscious. We got to get good at observing the subconscious. Because if we get good at that type of ideology, that type of remembrance, that type of existence, you get to dictate the tone of your reality. You can't be the statue or prideful and standing in your glory without that base that's beneath that structure. That's beneath that statue. That little cube, that little square that holds up all your statues. You have to have that foundation first. This is Satyrian principles. It's the whole occult black box. All that is talking about understanding the black box. Understanding the principles of the womb. Really. All right? But let's just keep going, all right? Because I know I can confuse people sometimes because not everyone understands this form of expression. So I'm going to make it simple. There are movies that are created to help us understand what's happening inside of us. Okay? There are movies that are created to help explain what is happening inside of us. This is why movies sometimes catch you in an emotional state. Sometimes movies can touch you, can touch your heart, can kind of hit you on an emotional level because it's actually expressing something that's happening inside you. That's why it's doing that. That's why it's hitting you that way. Now, there's a movie called Split. I love this movie. This movie completely shows what is happening inside of us, okay? Especially when we experience trauma. Now, the melanated species supposedly has dealt with 400 years of trauma or genetic imprinting. So this is even easier for a person to be split, because that's the name of the movie, Split. So through genetic trauma, through physical trauma, through being born melanated, it can instantly create an environment where those inner voices speak louder to you than other people. All right? And that's what happened to good old Kevin in the movie Split. His dad abused him. His mom abused him. He was dealing with adolescent abuse. And that has led him to use his imagination to create a protective force. Family, this is very, very deep. You have to understand what I'm saying here. So let me help you. Let me just slow it down. Kevin experienced trauma. Trauma forced Kevin to use his imagination to manifest a beast. Okay? And when the beast falls from the head, heaven, Satan, Lucifer, the beast, the great beast, when the beast falls out of the head, meaning it's no longer in your imagination, it's no longer Ida Magi, when your beast is no longer in your mind and now gets to be part of your body. A woman sees her baby, a stroller going into the street. She taps into some superpower and she zooms down the hill and rescues her baby, tuck and roll, dives away from the car, flips over the car, double backs on her feet, and everything's okay. We don't question that though. That's just a mom doing maternal instinct. No, that's a beast. That is that's a mutation, because beast and mutation are associated to each other. And remember, we're at the age of mutation. We're literally at the age of mutation. It is very, 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 very important to get the human species to mutate at this moment, because the mutation is associated with empathy. And if we can never reach totalitarianism or a way for all of us being united if we don't feel each other. If there isn't an empathy that we understand within each other. And that has to happen internally. There has to be a genetic trigger that happens. And there's actually a gene for it. The scientists have even discovered what they would call the empath gene. Okay? And your Tyler Perry is pulling on that empath gene. But it's calcifying it. It's making you mutate. I won't even say calcifying it. It's mutating you into an angry beast. Not an intellectual beast. Not Smart Hulk. Red Hulk. That's what it's trying to get you to crash out culture. Crash out culture. All right? So, the beast goes from the head to the heels, goes to hell. That's why the beast overlooks your hell. And many don't even realize hell is cold. Hell is cold. This is why there are torches in hell to keep it warm. The people are responsible for keeping hell warm. Hell is a place for people who love to be abused, who don't want to hold no accountability. Just abuse me. I'm not going to right my wrongs. I'm not going to fix my life. Just abuse me. Just punish me. Just give me what I deserve. Masochist, I think is the term. I can't think of it. But it's those type of people who have that type of mentality. They're cold-hearted. They don't feel nothing. All right, so anyway. So Kevin uses the power of his imagination to manifest a beast. The beast now is in his body. Now, they don't show you what Kevin did when he was young to behave like a beast. But shortly after the beast came, Patricia came. Patricia is the feminine presence within Kevin. Patricia gets to kind of call the shots. Patricia is responsible for kind of controlling the body. Now keep in mind, I am on this platform saying I believe the mind is of the father, the body is of the mother. The mind is of God mind, and the body is of goddess body. The body is feminine, the mind is masculine. Sadicist. Thank you. That's the word. All right. So stay with me. So it takes, in order to get something in motion, you have to meet it with equal or greater strength. Well, it ain't gonna be a man that's going to kind of control on an esoteric, on spiritual level. Ain't gonna be no man that dictates the body. The man dictates the mind, while the woman dictates the body. That's why she is given the gift to produce another body, because she's literally the one who looks over or is responsible for the body. So, Patricia is summoned forward or imagined so that it can calm the beast down, so the beast doesn't crash out. All right? Not only does Patricia summon herself or manifest herself forward, there's another energy that comes after called Sedwin, a childlike energy within Kevin. I think they allow this childlike essence to control the beast, to kind of control the imagination of the beast. They basically hijack the body and make sure the body doesn't go through the proper mutations to allow this beast to fully express itself. All right? That's the same thing that's happening inside of us. That there is a beast locked away in us. There is a secret mutation locked away in us. And this beast, this mutation, is waiting to be triggered. Okay? Now, what can trigger the beast? That's a lot. But the beast will kind of be considered your lower self, because it only comes out at times that you feel low, damaged, defeated, up against the wall, all these concepts. It's not when you're in high spirits, all right? But the other energies can be with you in high spirits. Because why did I use that reference? Patricia would be considered Kevin's higher self. That would be the higher self. It would be a version of self that is responsible for keeping the beast locked up. Higher self, God, angel, responsible for keeping the beast, aka a mutation within you, locked away. All right? Now, let me talk about my own personal experience. Sounds like weak people. Jesse Brown says, sounds like weak people. The first thing that happens to you when you're born out the womb is you get slapped. Now they tell you they're trying to pump air or make sure you gasp air or pop the air out your lungs. It's different versions of reasons I heard why they do this. But you're physically getting hit. Even if it's a tap, this is the first trauma that you experience. Right out the womb, you have a stranger hit you. Weak, strong. Can we process that's a part of our reality? The sweat is vents. The moment you get out the womb, you're dealing with trauma. There is a traumatic experience that happens to you. And don't be a preemie. It's super traumatic. Don't have a mother who was smoking, was drinking, Krishan. Don't be a child that doesn't have all the genetic material to be as successful as one would desire to be in this realm. It's even more trauma-faced, even more trauma bonding, which is what we're dealing with. Trauma bonding. All right, so back in 2013, I was in Lancaster, California. And a year prior to that, I had a friend of mine kind of like lose it. And what's crazy is I've experienced this a few times in my life. So in 2007, I had a friend who went to Mexico. And this is how I knew that there is activations on this planet. My friend went to Mexico to go see the temples and the Mayan temples and some of the other mounds and stuff. And he came back different. He came back, if the best way I could explain it, God mode. Now, what would be God mode? Having knowledge or information that you didn't normally have. Having a level of confidence that you didn't normally have. Now, you can call that God mode or possession. I believe he was actually possessed by a spirit, an entity, all right? He came back and he called himself Rod Fuego. Now, his name is Gerard, but he came back, switched his name out and said, call me Rod Fuego. Now, I didn't even know Fuego was fire during that time. I kind of learned that later on, but he called himself the Rod of Fire, all right? And this Rod be staying around. You got Rod Hayes. You know, hopefully you understand what Hayes means and then why they use a rod to do it. And then you have Rod Fuego, the hot rod, you know, the hot stick, like what you see in the back. He had a straight Kanye West manic breakdown before there ever was a manic Kanye. I literally saw this before it ever happened to Kanye West. Now I'm observing how he's moving. And I'm just like, who is this person? But like, damn, I wouldn't mind a dose. I wouldn't mind a dose of a little bit of that confidence. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind a little dose of what he got in his cup. So I'm around. I'm observing it because it's like, where did this come from? It's like overnight, he became a different person. And I'm observing this. So he started talking about some of the weird shit that happens at Yale. And I'm just like, bro, how did you encounter any of this that you're talking about? And he was like, I was wandering through the halls and there's a secret floor. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, he losing it. But this is where he got me. He looked at me dead in my eyes and said, Q. He said, in less than 6 months, I'm going to be on Hot 97. The radio station, bro? Yes. In less than 6 months, I'm going to be on Hot 97. And I'm just like, yeah, right. You wish. There's nothing you're about to do in the next 6 months that will ever get you on Hot 97. That's just what I'm thinking. So I'm in New Jersey 5 months later, and I'm checking into a hotel, and I'm coming back out to the car, and the girl that I was with at that time is tripping. She's like, bro, you'll never believe what just happened. And I was like, what? She was like, Rob Fuego just got mentioned on Hot 97. And I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, someone called in, was like, can you play that new Rob Fuego? And Funk Flex was like, Rob Fuego? Who the fuck is a Rob Fuego? No, I ain't playing no damn Rob Fuego. This is New York. This is New York only. Now, no, he did not get his music played on Hot 97, but he said, he spoke it into existence. He said, I will be on Hot 97. Like, my name will be mentioned. He said it specifically, my name will be mentioned on Hot 97, and I saw it. So I started tripping out. So I was just like, bro, I get all the like spiritual shit and people losing it, but like I saw that in real life. This nigga said 6 months ago his name's gonna be mentioned on Hot 97, and less than 6 months later, it happened. So I'm like, okay, weird, but I'm gonna rock with you, bro. I'm gonna support you. But as soon as he made Hot 97, no, he didn't call himself. It was a female who asked for the radio station. And she was from Bridgeport. It was a girl from Bridgeport, Connecticut. And it's just coincidence. I mean, sure. Maybe he okay. Here's what I'll say to that. What is the odds that I would be listening at that moment? It's just, it's too many oddities there. I was busy the whole day. I only had the radio station on for the 5 minutes we was checking into the hotel. What is the odds? That's why I was like, that's weird. And I pay attention to the weird shit the universe shows. Why not? I gotta pay attention to it. It's showing me. Maybe I should be fortunate enough to realize it's showing me this for a reason. Thank you so much for the give and receive, L. Elo shooting in the building. Thank you for the give and receive. Thank you for staying balanced in the life. Double tap that screen. A like don't cost a thing. All right, and that's what I'm giving y'all real life examples because y'all may have experienced oddities as well, and you might have let them brush over your head, and we got to stop doing that. We got to slow down and say, what is the universe trying to say to us? What is God trying to say to us right now? What are we trying to say to ourselves right now? What is our subconscious trying to communicate to us right now? The 89 to 93% we're not accessing. What is that expressing right now? That's what we need to start looking deeper into, wanting to go deeper into. What is that realm, that reality? Our subconscious, and realize how our subconscious is literally expressing itself to us in everything. What we eat, what we're wearing, who we're around, the car we drive, the house we're in, all of it. All of it is really expressing what's happening inside your body. We sitting up here on a billion platforms, on tons of retreats, on tons of situations, listening to everybody else and not realizing a majority of the answers is inside of us. A majority of the answers is hidden inside of us. And no tarot card, no regressionist, none of that is going to do what you can do if you just start listening to yourself. And listening to yourself is paying attention to the license plate that's in front of you. Listening to yourself is paying attention to the signs. Mel Gibson dropped a movie called Signs. This is a Jew. This is a Jew who's trying to put you on game. A Jew or a Jim. Jewel, get it? Jewel, Jew, Jewel, Jim. Jim Carrey. All right, anyway. So the moment he hit, thank you so much for the give and receives, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Empress, for the give and receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you, Blue Horizon, for the give and receive. Thank you. We'll have to listen to the playback. About to walk into a movie with the fam. Enjoy the movie, family. Superman was a cool movie. I don't know if you're going to see that or not. It was a cool movie. It was cool. It was cool. I'm gonna just say that it was cool. I probably should do a little Superman breakdown, but let's just keep going, all right? This is what I was inspired to come up here and talk about, so this is why I trust the universe. I float. I float. Sometimes the universe asks me to be a little more structured, and I try, but sometimes I just gotta float. All right, so as soon as he manifested himself on Hot 97, his parents put him in the crazy house. Less than 7 days ago. You almost was there, great man. Almost. You could not get all your letters out. That's unfortunate because you really represent incompletion. And it's unfortunate to try to come on someone else's platform and develop a feeling of completion and still don't complete. Anyway, so when they when they locked him up, I went to the crazy house with him. And whatever they gave him, he completely, it wiped out whatever. It's really about rewiring the brain. That's what it's really about. Possession or having another spirit speaking through you, speaking to you, it literally rewires your brain. So whatever they give you, it kind of like puts your brain back in default mode. Like, and there is a default mode. If any of you ever tried magic mushrooms, you will kind of realize it does this little ego thing sometimes. Where like, how you identify yourself, you may not see yourself like that for 2-3 weeks after a strong experience. This is the same thing because it's possession. Thank you so much for the give and receive, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being balanced in the life. Thank you, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So we have to accept the fact that I forgot my train of thought. Oh damn, because I was being happy. I was happy over the give and receives. All right, road to 100 likes. Let's go. I know. It's like pulling teeth to get 100 likes on this platform. We're okay though. Just I trust you, mother, on everything. I trust you, mother. I'm just gonna float. Just gonna keep rolling with it. All right, that's why she gave me the information. So whatever they give you, it puts you back in default mode. And there were things that we were talking about that when I went to go see him when he was in the crazy house, he didn't remember none of that. None of them conversations. None of it. And I saw that it made him obese. And then I was like, damn, the damn mental medicine is like a steroid. And it really do like puts weird weight on you. It put weight on you that you are not, it's not like goals. Like I want this type of weight. It ain't that type of steroid. And that's what happened to Kanye. He unhappy with what the mental medicine did to him. It happened to Bow Wow. It happened to Orlando Brown. Like, I can give you tons of examples of people who have taken this medicine and it has bloated them. It's water retention. It's what it is. You don't get to release water the same way when you take this medicine. And that then showed me there's a lot of secret with the water as well. It's all about releasing. Like you have to learn how to release. Sweating, crying, good bowel movements. All that counts. Being constipated for 3 days, holding your bladder 8 hours. Nah, family. Like you're training your body to hold on to shit. And that is the opposite of what we're trying to do here. We're here trying to become light. Get it? Fourth state of matter, plasma. We out here trying to become light. When we could tap into a fourth state of matter, when we become plasmatic beings, we don't have to follow the rules of liquid, solid, gas. It's a whole nother level of reality. And in order to become that fourth state, And then on the road to ether, you got to first become light. And in order to become light, you have to become light. I sat here and wondered. I was like, damn, why is it that I've been 145 pounds my whole life? Because my life has been light. Thank you so much for the give and receive. Shouts out to Africa. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the give and receive, family. Thank you, family. Get it? That's why my goal has been to be light. While you have people going to the gym and hit heavy weights, and they're putting more weight and density on themselves. Do you know what the first 3 letters of density is? It's den. Another word for a den is a cave. Not saying don't take care of yourself. I don't like weights. I like calisthenics. I like to use my own body weight. I like to do push-ups. I like to do pull-ups. I like to do sit-ups. I like to do suicide, 6 inches. Oh, I can't even say that. You know, where you put your feet in the air for 6 inches. We ain't talking about anything else, YouTube. But I like to use my own body because I get to explore my body's weight, not put some other weight, a heavy weight on me. This is my personal opinion. Heavyweight is a part of the brotherhood philosophies. This is why they use weights as a part. It's a part of the whole masculine reality and controlling reality. All about the heavyweight, and you putting so much density on yourself that is difficult for you to fly. You ever wonder why penguins don't fly? Because they have their feathers are densely compact within their body. It's the density that is preventing them from flying. So we wonder what is keeping us grounded, what's got us kind of stuck here. It's the density and the heavy weight we keep putting on ourselves. It's a deep thing. It's a deep thing. Thank you, Perry. 20 more likes. We almost at 100. We almost at 100. Now, that's a good way of balancing. Someone Metal said, I like lifting heavy, but I fast as well to keep off the excess to stay balanced. Beautiful. You intuitively understood you were putting additional weight on you. So in that, let me fast the weight I have. Get it so my body could catch up. Genius. Intuitive, structured intuitiveness. That's what I call it, aka imagination. AKA imagination. You were dealt with a problem and you used your mind to figure it out. That's incredible. That's what we got to do. I'm not saying don't lift weights. I'm not saying don't live life. I'm saying figure out how to balance the life. That is what's important. That is vital. All right, so I watch him completely forget everything we built on. All right, completely forget it. That happened in 2007. 5 years later, I'm in a studio and I meet a guy named Bobby. And Bobby is a freestyle damn champion. You throw on, he was like Juice WRLD before Juice WRLD. He would just be rapping. And I just was like, damn. Like, bro, you really talented. And he reached out to me and he was like, Q, why does Eminem look in the mirror right before he sings Lose Yourself? Why is Lil Wayne in this music video looking in a mirror? Why is ASAP Rocky doing a ritual with a mirror in the ground or on the floor? Now, me, back in the day, I didn't know how important it was not to give all the information out. I just felt like, hey, if I got some information, you my brother. Let me give you the information too. I don't do that shit no more. I breadcrumb because I have literally seen somebody lose their mind. All right. So, Q, what is that? I say, Bobby, it's called scrying. They use reflective surfaces to tap into a mirror realm. And he's like, well, what's the mirror realm? I say the fourth dimension is the mirror realm. It is mirroring the third and fifth dimension. So then he's like, so is the fourth dimension the only mirror realm? No. The second dimension is a mirror realm. The fourth dimension is a mirror realm. The sixth dimension is a mirror realm. And the eighth dimension is a mirror realm. That's why I use an hourglass to signify the reflection on reflection. Because the even numbers are mirror realms. The odd numbers are what we would call, okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, transfer. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, transform. 2, 4, 6, 8, who do we appreciate? 2, 4, 6, 8, transfer. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, transform. That's why we would transform from a third density being to a fifth density being. It's transformation, it's mutation. And then the same for 7. And then 9, you don't even have a physical shell anymore. You are a plasmatic being of light that gets to travel this thing we call gravity. And gravity is literally light that helps you stay where you at. And also pushes and nudges you to where you're going. So you kind of become a force that gets life in motion. 9D, you are the transformative force that gets things in motion. You ever wonder how the seed gets to the garden up the street? There's a wind, and there's a gravity that's influencing that wind. You are that invisible hand. That's 9D. But anyway, so I'm careful what I say. So I told him it's a form of scrying. He said, what is it for? I said, it's for connecting to deities and spirits. I said, when you hear like a Lil Wayne rapping or a Jay-Z rapping, they're not rapping. There is a spirit speaking through them. And it's called scrying. It's called scatting. Blues singers did this too. This is why Sinners is so big about the devil coming. And it's necromancy. It's communicating with the dead. It's using your mouth to allow the dead to speak through you. Okay? That's what they're doing. So he was like, oh, shit, okay. Me not knowing, he's going straight to Yale Library where they have a whole huge magic section. Keep in mind, Yale is where the Skull and Bones is at. Yale be on some wild shit. New Haven, Connecticut be on some wild shit. There's a whole pentagram in the green. The New Haven green is a whole pentagram. So there's mad magic stuff in New Haven, Connecticut. And if you can't get it in New Haven, Connecticut, you drive an hour and a half, 2 hours, you go to Salem, Massachusetts. All right? This is the generation I grew up in. We didn't have the internet. So we went to go look for the books. So this fool then went to Yale Library and up to Salem, Massachusetts to find him a Grimoire. Basically find him an Aleister Crowley book of summoning spirits. And this fool ends up, him and a few other Yaleys or white boys he was friends with, did a ritual. And he done put a spirit inside him. So now I'm around bro. And bro was like possessed. Looking at me like this. And I'm like, bro, you all right? I'm good, G. I'm all good. You good? I'm good. And I'm like, what did you get exhausted? What the fuck is wrong with you? Nah, it's good, G. And they kept doing that. Nigga, what's wrong with you? Nothing, G. It's good. It's all good. It's nothing wrong with me. It's great. I'm good. All right. So I was like, all right, he losing it. So I can't really be around him like that. he kind of losing it a little bit. But he was possessed. Because then he finally said something and was like, you don't even understand what you about to do to this. He said, you don't understand what you're about. You don't understand what you're about to be to this world. That's what he said. He said, you don't know what you're about to be to this world. And I was like, what I'm about to be to this world? I'm a stay-at-home dad taking care of kids. That's what I'm about to be to this world. A stay-at-home dad to take care of these kids. And he was laughing. He was like, nah, G. He said, you got to help people see their light. He said, you got to help people exercise their demons. And I'm looking at him like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, nah, G, like, you're it. Like, you're heaven sent. The heaven kid. Ha, you the heaven kid. Did you know you was the heaven kid? Nah, fuck that. You was the moon kid. You the moon child. And I'm just listening to him like, bro, what is you talking about? See, you here for the mother. You don't even fuck with the father. And I'm just like, bro, what are you talking? But bro was spitting facts. Facts. And I'm just listening like, yo, this is weird. This is odd. This is odd. But I saw that odd shit with Fuego. So I'ma roll with it. I'ma see what this is about. We drive up to New York because the girl I was with at that time was auditioning for an MTV show. So boom, I drop her off. I have her friend with me. I used to live a wild life. I ain't gonna get into all them details, but I used to live a wild life. So let's say she our friend, okay? I drop my girlfriend off, and then we have our female friend that's with us. And then he with us. And every so often he trying to like elbow her into the street, like throw her into New York traffic so she get hit. And I was like, bro, stop. Why you trying to, you know what I'm saying? Cut this, the hell you doing, bro? Stop. So he doing this weird shit, trying to throw her in the street while, all right, I kid you not. We were driving up to New York, and he was in the passenger side freestyling the whole time. He was rapping about the end of days. This was in 2012. He rapped about how people are going to put chips in their brain. He rapped about people being addicted to the phone. He rapped about the shit that Diddy on. Like, I remember, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What are you? And, bro, freestyle this. So I'm just listening. So then I'm like, all right, this is weird. I need like a break from this nigga. So I timed it where I hopped out the car so I can go across the street to let's say White Castle. Yeah, the White Castle. I kid you not, bro. I got out the car and I made it where he cannot be next to me. He's on the other side. He got to come around the car and get through the traffic. And I timed it where he got to at least wait for a car or something. Bro, I dashed out and did not look behind me. By the time I got to the door, he opened the door up. I know y'all was in the back seat and y'all just saw what the fuck. What the fuck. And they both looked like white ghosts in the back of the car. And I was like, bro, what just happened? She was like, yo, I think this nigga just went through the car. And then the other girl was like, yo, no, bitch, like for real. I think he just went through this fucking car. Like, the door didn't even open like that. Like, whoa. And I'm just like, yo, he gotta go. And they were like, we can't leave him in New York. we gotta bring him back to his mama house. So I'm tripping. I'm just like, man, this shit about to be crazy. So we're in New York. He trying to, you know what I'm saying, throw Shorty into the street. I'm trying to make sure she stays safe. We get in the car. We start driving back. I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm about to freestyle, nigga. You ain't hogging the mic. So then I'm, and then he'll come in and add like some revelation shit Talking about, I know you into the menage, but when you go to wake up from the mirage, I'll be like, dude, how you even know? What the hell? I ain't tell you nothing. What is this nigga going through? And I watched it in my own existence. I watched this weird shit. This is the type of stuff that happened to me in life to prepare me for regression. Okay? Now, no, listen, L. Oshun. All right, so boom. So, I'm down I-95. This nigga need to go home. All right? Pull up in front of his mama house. All right, bro. Boom, he get out the car. He go in the house. He gets dropped off on Saturday. Ring, 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 ring. They calling me. It's Wednesday. They're like, yo, you seen Bobby? And I'm like, no. Last time I saw him was when I dropped him off at your mama house on Saturday. She was like, yeah. She said that's the last time she saw him with you. I said, yeah, I haven't been around him since. And she was like, well, he got kicked out the house this morning. We kind of found some occult stuff in his room. So they ended up putting a pentagram on the floor. He was tripping, all right? He was crashing out. His whole bedroom was like hidden with occult stuff. And his mama, she from Africa. So she's just like, what the hell is you doing? Now, there's more pieces to this, but I'm not even going to get into that. So he storms out the house. Friday night, they go down to the police station to put a report in, missing persons report. Friday night, they say he hasn't been gone for longer than 3 days. Come back tomorrow. And if you want us to put a report in, we will. This is New Haven, Connecticut. That morning, at 5 o'clock in the morning, they pull a body out of the river. And the newspaper reports a 73-year-old, a man in his 70s, gets pulled out the river. She goes down to the police station with the article and was like, hey, you know, there was a body pulled out the river. You know, you sure that ain't my son? And the police was like, oh, yeah, no, that's not him. You said he's 18, 19 years old? Yeah, no, the person here was in his 70s. So she ain't tripped. She left it alone. Bro, 6 months later, we don't hear nothing from bro. 6 months later, someone on the internet notices his pictures in an autopsy website. Bro transitioned that Saturday. How does an 18, 19-year-old look in his 70s? What in the Harry Potter sorcery sucked the life force out of an individual is going on here? And I got the pictures. It looked like an old man. But it was him because the tattoos. Now that was weird. Whoa, what the helly? What is going on here? I'm gonna add a couple more factors. Prior to that, he tried something called Salvia divinorum. In his experience, he saw a doorway. He went through the doorway. When he went through the doorway, he saw pieces of his childhood that was hidden from him. These pieces, he saw that his father was a part of the Nigerian army, and that the Nigerian army works with the Queen of England, and that they're actually doing rituals. And his mother was a part of some of the sorcery that his father was participating in, and that they left Nigeria and came to America to flee the sorcerer father. So he done discovered his dad is a magician sorcerer, and he on some like, I'm about to return so that I can fight you on the other side. And he's saying all this on the, on the stuff. And I'm just like, bro, what the hell is you talking about? This nigga tripping. He can rap his ass off though. But he tripping. I don't know what bro going through. He tripping. But nevertheless, R.I.P. Bobby. That was a little weird. All right. All right. So now I'm in California. All right. So keep in mind, I got 2 friends. They went crazy. Weird spiritual stuff associated to them. I'm now in California experiencing a level of trauma that will probably break anybody. I dedicated 8 years of my life to help a childhood friend of mine. We were best friends, and then we ended up being together as a couple. I dedicated 8 years of my life to helping this individual with her music career. We get to California, she's sleeping with the damn producer. So my brain was all kind of scrambled. Like, what am I even doing here? I done drove my family from Connecticut to California. Do you know what it's like to be in a car from Connecticut to California? From East Coast to West Coast? It's a hell of a drive. I will kid you not. And I'm sitting here like, I drove out here to this. What? I drove out here to this. So I'm up here like cussing out the world, God, the universe. Not really cussing. It was more on some like, I need answers. Like, what is this? What is doing this? Is there an energy connected to this? What is it? What is it? I kid you not. A voice inside of me. Sabathel. Now, I've never done no rituals. I think 30 hours was the drive. Crazy drive. I never did like no rituals. I never was like into like magic. So it's like I didn't do anything except ask, what is this? All right? Now, I took salvia myself and had a life-changing experience. So I would add a little bit of that into the equation. I would say I'm a little more in depth because I've traveled into another world and I have conscious memory of it. I consciously remember traveling into other worlds. Detail by detail. I remember what it felt like, the breeze, the everything. When this thing spoke, it did not sound like my structured intuition. It did not sound like my inner voice. It did not sound like the voice that normally talks to us. This was completely different. This had a raspy tone. It vibrated and it spoke straight to me. Now, the best way I could explain it is it's almost like something speaking into your eardrum and in your mind at the same time. So I couldn't figure out, is this like a being that's near me and it's in a spectrum that I can't see? Is this being like a 4th dimensional being? Is it a plasma being and I'm just not able to have the right light spectrum to see it? Or is it inside of me? I had so many questions. I just didn't know. But I didn't get scared. That's the thing, family. You cannot get scared of you. You have to know it is you. Meaning, the universe, God, is not going to give you something you're not able to handle. It's you. You have made it to this point. It's you. You made it to this point where the universe is now going to reveal to you that there are 4th dimensional beings, that there are angelic or angel beings that want to communicate with us. And it actually spoke its name to me. Now, many of you never heard of the angel Sabathel. If you were to Google or search Sabathel, you would probably never even know how to spell it. Maybe some of you good at spelling. But you would not really know of this energy, and neither did I. And in 2013, when it happened, the internet wasn't a place where I could just type in Sabathel and it'll give me information about it. Now, finally, when I went back home and I went to the Jewish library, that's when I found out what Sabathel is. So Sabathel, according to their text, is an angel or, there's nothing else that says that. It says angel or intelligence. that communicates divine light. So then it got me thinking, what do you mean intelligence? So are you talking about a machine? Could fucking Sabathel be an AI? Could Sabathel be an artificial intelligence? Like, my brain went all kind of wheels because it said angel or. So is Sabathel two things? It's just so many questions. But here's my point. It spoke to me. And when it spoke to me, everything changed in my life. I that night said I couldn't do this no more to my partner and said I gotta leave. That I gotta leave. And I hopped on a plane and I was heading back to New Haven, Connecticut. I was gonna live on the streets. Or I was going to live on Venice Beach. I didn't really have the solution, and my family wasn't quite on the. Let's just bring you by me, Q. You know, I was a little anti-family for a while, so I feel like they didn't even really know me. So they were hesitant about my sister and my mom about me going with them. So in my mind, I made it where I'll go be homeless on Venice Beach. I'll go be homeless in New Haven, Connecticut. I am not staying here and suffering this trauma no more. I'm not. I'm done with it. I served its point. I got you this far. I'm happy that you go to, you know what I'm saying, sign the death row and all this other stuff. Congratulations. All right? Actually, I don't think it's death row. It's what's Dr. Dre's label? That though. Dr. Dre's label. Same label, 50 Cent, Slim Shady, that one. So anyway, so, in 2013, Sabathel speaks. Thank you so much for the give and receive, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In 2013, Sabathel speaks. 2015, I am now in New Orleans. All right? Everything changed in them 2 years. I started modeling. I started becoming independent. I started to see the value of myself. This is before I've ever talked about anything spiritual. There was never no spiritual talks. I didn't even know about spiritual stuff. What? So, I experienced salvia and I wanted a way to experience that world without taking any hallucinogens. I searched. Thank you so much for the give and receive, family. Thank you, 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 family. Thank you. And thank the collective. And thank the collective for hitting them 100 likes. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I'm just talking about my story, and I'm so appreciative that y'all can resonate with this transparency, that y'all can resonate with this level of truth. All right. I wanted to figure out how to get back into my mind. See, many of you haven't really traveled into your mind consciously. I'm almost 40 years old. Many of you have not figured out how to travel into your mind consciously. But I promise you, family, you think a good sitcom is addictive? You think a good movie is addictive? You think the life is addictive? There ain't nothing compared to what's going on in your mind. And I mean, you can travel worlds. You can go so many places as a thought form. You can go so many places. Mind travel. Okay? And I have been exposed to it. And I said, I need to figure out how to do this again. But I'm not taking salvia because it scared the shit out of me. I thought I unalived myself. I'm not doing that again. Now, I've done it again since. But at that time, I was like, I need to figure out something else. And this is when Dolores Cannon started to come into my algorithm. This is when Dolores Cannon started to come into my life. And I realized, whoa, what's this thing called regression work? What's this past life regression work that you can do? Now, at that time, I didn't have the money to handle $500 past life regression sessions because that's how much they was charging. But my sister had the money. So I ended up working a deal with the lady saying, could you do a buy one, get half off if we book 2 services? She agreed. I brought like $100 to the table and my sister covered her session and the rest of mine. you know, gotta be smart, gotta work it out. So nevertheless, 100 likes for 100, just showing support. That's much appreciated, family. It is. That's greatly appreciated. I thank you. I thank you. Now, when I had my regression, this is where the higher self comes in. When I had my regression, I truly saw a past life that, in my opinion, was so real because it made me tear. It got an emotional response out of me. And I don't normally offer emotional responses. I have partners that be looking at me like, bro, you cold-hearted. You don't even be reacting. So how do I have a Russian lady with a thick accent talking to me and 50 minutes later, I'm crying my ass off? That's something to that. There's something to that. I needed to know what this was. So I started getting into regression work. That's how I got there. Because I needed to know, how am I crying and I don't even cry? How am I showing these levels of emotions and degrees of emotions that I wish I could show in my conscious state? But I tap into my subconscious and I'm fucking bawling. What is that? And I have hundreds of clients, damn near 1,000 clients that have cried on my watch, because that's how deep, okay, the subconscious gets. And you can go to CueReaves.com to get a regression if you're ever interested in this type of inner standing, this type of inner verse of observation. I do 3-4 of these every week. I've done over 3,000 regressions. All right, I'm definitely up there in the world of doing regressions. Now, she does the past life, and then shortly after that, she asks for my higher self to come forward. And this is where it gets interesting. My higher self came forward and introduced itself as Sabathel. It then became extremely egotistical. Emotions can be deceptive. How so? How? Your emotions can be deceptive. My emotions have given me everything I could have ever asked for based on the circumstances that I'm dealing with. But here's what I'll say. Okay, well, drugs can modulate emotions. That's one example. But what are the drugs doing to the body? Is the drugs relaxing the body to allow emotions to surface that wouldn't normally surface? I mean, there's still so many more questions with that. Because at the end of the day, these are tension points that we don't pay attention to. And the drugs actually bring more attention to those tension points. So either way, it's a revelation. Drug, regression. I mean, I'm telling you, I do without any drugs. And I've had over 1,000 people crying. No drugs at all. No drugs involved. Just you and your mind. And bawling. Like, and be so bawling trying to process why it was such an emotional experience on them. And they don't even have all them details because I don't even let them explore the depth of that past life, because I'm not a fan of showing someone that much of their past life to get them so enamored in that life, they're not focused on the life they got now. So like breadcrumbs, family, breadcrumbs. I'm real paper clips, breadcrumbs. You cannot give a person a whole loaf. You can't. They become inflamed. It's real shit. Pay attention to the body. You eat a whole loaf of bread right now, your stomach will become inflamed. Can't give them too much loaf. So you got to break bread. It's a deep thing. But that's a good point. That is a good point. I'm not fussing nothing. That's a good point. I just talk like this. But that's a really good point. That is a really good point. Like, how do you know? And you probably don't. But at the end of the day, they have surfaced, and that's what counts. Whatever got them to surface, got them to surface. But they've surfaced, and that's what counts. So When my higher self came forward, it was egotistical, it was arrogant, and it was short with my regressionists. I try not to operate out of arrogance. I try not to operate from an egotistical point, and I damn sure don't try to be short with the divine feminine. So it was like attributes of myself that I don't normally behave. You know how when a person drinks, they become different, they act different? That's what my higher self did. It became a different person than me. And I'm just like, how are you my higher self, but you're doing things that I would not consider high vibrational? How are you my higher self? Oh, you're my higher self because you have more awareness. Where awareness and higher self is not the same thing. There should be nothing higher than you. There shouldn't. You should be the highest there is because you are the source that's housing all of this. There should be nothing higher than you. Your higher self is you. Your higher self is you. Now, if you're talking about a version of self that has more awareness than you, that's different. And demons got awareness too. That's why I titled it this. Angel or intelligence. Demons got intelligence too. Lucifer started as an angel and ended as an intelligence. So be wary when we use these verbiages. You're literally telling your body you got something higher than you. And then if I was to bring forward your higher self, I'll say 8 out of 10 times, it's a little more arrogant and a little more egotistical than your current self. And if that is a possibility, that there is a version of me that doesn't believe in my core principles and I'm walking around talking about it's my higher self, be careful with verbiage. Your cells is listening. It's like a phone call. Cell, phone. Get it? Phone is phonic. Phonics. Phone, phonics. I don't think I brought my phone with me. Yeah. Let's try to give you a little extra. But you are a cell phone. This sounds like you contacted your higher guardian angel. Okay, I'll take that. But my angel is an angel or intelligence. So I could get a little slippery. Yo, Q, what's that word, bro? Been a minute since I caught you live. Peace, family. How we living? People try you just because they know you different, don't they? It's like the movie Constantine on this plane. Facts. Facts. Plus a lot of other things. There's so much, family, there's so much happening inside of us that you have to really start looking at yourself like the center. This is why there was a big movie that came out not that long ago called Sinner. Because you are operating from an existence where you feel like you did something wrong. This is called the Lucifer effect. You feel like you have been kicked out of wherever you was prior and punished to be here. That is the lie. You are not near sin, the moon. Because that's really what sin near is. Near the sin. You're not just, let's say that. You're not just near the moon. Sin. Sin near. Near sin. Okay? You're not just near the moon. You are in the center of Earth. You're in the center of an egg. And this egg is forging a life form, a cosmic being that we are participating in creating. This cosmic being is who and where you will be in the future. So you are making the body of the future. Right here on earth, you are the center of that creation. And when you are neglectful, you're teaching that cosmic body neglect. When you are being a liar, you're teaching that cosmic body to be a liar. When you're arrogant, egotistical, lethargic, you are setting yourself up to have that same existence in the future. Therefore, you will always be stuck to time, transfer, and never really tap into the 9D, which is love, which is gravity, the primordial force that push and pulls existence. And your goal is to be the X factor. Your goal is to be that which influences the tide, the highs and lows of your future. Because most are just setting up a low future. And fuck it, let's not even talk about the afterlife. Let's just talk about tomorrow. Your actions, your decisions, your thoughts is literally affecting tomorrow. But that's all I got for y'all. It's been a long, long day. I've been working on trying to do these short format videos, like 20-minute videos, where you do little reactions, you be talking about clips, this, that, and the third. That shit a lot harder than you thought. I mean, damn, son. Trying to create that short format with the editing and the swiping and the this, that, and the third. Who the hell can keep doing all that? But I'm working on it. I'm trying to kind of feed this algorithm everything this algorithm be needing. In addition, now let me just add this last part. You may see a couple of changes on this platform as far as like just me talking about spiritual stuff. Let me explain to you why. There is an attack on spirituality right now, especially in the bigger scheme of things. The attack on spirituality is coherent with enforcing the idea that the mental health of Americans needs to be addressed. So soon they're going to start coming for platforms that just talk about spirituality because they feel that those type of platforms are affecting mental health. That's why I talk about a range of things on this platform. That's why we got comedy. That's why we have reactions. We got regression stories. We have a range of things we talk about on this platform because exploration is good for mental health. Staying in one arena or one box too long can be dangerous. So they're already doing a lot of things behind the scenes to really like disrupt some of the pioneers and some of the advocates of spirituality. And y'all ain't about to hit me with the okie doke. No. Goal 2030, survive. Keep in mind, we don't even get a call to action until after 2030. We have literally been told from 2020 to 2030 is the decade of survivalism. Our goal is to survive. It's not even about succeed. How do we succeed in such a tumultuous time, in such a crazy time right now? What does success look like right now? And can we truly be content with this level of success right now? I can't. I care about my neighbor too much. It don't matter if I'm successful. Is my neighbor also able to be successful? How about the person across the street? How about the cop I got to encounter? I mean, there's more than just us that's struggling right now. That's why I say, could we really be successful right now? Could I really be in like a time of glee right now when there's crash out culture happening more and more and more? No, bro. this ain't this ain't about getting canceled. And you see that was a wave. You see that was crash out of Billy. Get it? Like they will try to cancel you. No. You can't cancel what you don't understand. Thank you so much for the give and receives, family. Thank y'all for being on this platform. Thank y'all for showing love. Thank y'all for being present. Thank y'all for being consistent. Shouts out to the real ones. Shouts out to the ones that understand that it's only going to get better. I haven't even really started yet. While I'm literally watching others burn out. And we don't even start until 2030. Now, why do I say we don't start till 2030? Because by 2030, we're literally going to have a division in humanity. Literally. And there will be tons of people that would not only value this information, they would value this information. Meaning that they will give those who have this information what they deserve. It won't feel like survival. It won't feel like we're just kind of making it. No. It will be paradise. It will be everything we deserve. If you can make it. If you can make it. No, I'm not about to come on this platform 5 days a week talking about spirituality. I cannot burn out. Get it? I'm a sun. I got solar knowledge. It don't stay. You can burn out. Even the sun need to rest. I be looking on this platform like, damn, when y'all get time to rest? Y'all is everywhere. Y'all on the TikTok. Y'all on the Instagram. Y'all on the Facebook. You're on the YouTube. And I'm just like, y'all got to be on Adderall. Fuck that. How do y'all handle all that? There's so much. But I realize passion can sometimes be addicting. And I think that some individuals are addicted to the passion they have. And that can be dangerous because in that you can burn out. The goal ain't burning out, family. The goal ain't turning all gray. The goal ain't looking 10 years older because you can tell that this shit is kicking your ass. That is not the goal. Do not let this thing you call spirituality crash you out. Do not relax. It's a turtle race. Turtle race. We floating. We will eventually get to where Mother is trying to have us go. But right now, she is waking up. Right now, she, aka our body, is still going through the motions. Do not move into the house if the roof is not on. That's what we're trying to do with these bodies that's not even ready yet. We're still building our structure. You're trying to move into the house, there's no roof, and then you complaining when it's raining. Bruh, slow down. Relax. What we think, spirituality gonna go somewhere? They be saying this shit like they is slave. Like they be saying this shit like it's plantation. I'd be like, bruh, relax. It's not going nowhere. So, same for obtaining this knowledge. Same for this experience. Relax. It's okay. There's so much to unlock that you're going to be playing this game until you transition. So relax, have fun in the game. Have fun with the exploration. Have fun with the ups. Have fun with the downs. Have fun with exploring yourself. No Diddy. Till next time, family.